After Elton John was the pinball wizard in the Tommy movie. After he made a movie about anthropomorphic gnomes in the back garden, Romeo and Juliet, then crashed and burnt it in a sequel. And after Eggsy sang it in sang I'm Still Standing, Elton John asked himself, wait, if Bohemian Rhapsody did very well critically in box office, the formula should work for me. But is he right? Hello, my name is Elijah Wells, and today's review is Rocketman. Not a movie about Kim Jong-un, but we all wish it was, but it's not. The story is about Elton John just entered rehab over his cocaine use, alcoholism, and doing quite a great deal of sex. Pretty much reminisces about his life story from being a really good musician at a really young age, when at the backdrop of his parents' divorce, and being part of the instrumentals to a soul group and making it big in America. Before hitting it out with a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, a lot of booze, and a lot of sex, and just having a lot of tantrums with everyone and anyone, including his mother in a restaurant. Yikes. Of course, Tyler Edgerton's performance is it's just brilliant. How he nailed Elton John. He did sing I'm Still Standing in the animated movie, singing like, I'm still standing, standing nothing never been. I'm living like a true survivor, living on in the time, I'm still standing. As I said, the writing is somewhat really good. The songs, all from Elton John, are brilliant. Especially the new one, Start Loving Me Again, or I think it's called, which is a duet with Elton John. It's just, I feel like it's a really good, really honourable addition to Elton John's discography, as I could say. The visual effects, especially during his concert, where it feels like it's spinning round, like it's like a record player, like he's on this big roller coaster. I feel like that was so visually good. It sees them like really, pretty much almost high on every substance there was during the 70s, and some are still racking. Of course, the makeup and costume works are absolutely gorgeous. Although it does show you the comparisons in the credit scenes of his costumes, of what they did in the film and what it was in real life, the film and what they did in the film, it had a lot more imagination and a lot more depth and a lot more sparkle to it. It kind of feels more than a museum piece. The costumes they did in the movie just feels more in comparison to what actually is. Also some brilliant songs, brilliant acting, and some pretty well done direction by Dexter Fletcher, who did Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay, although there are some aspects I really do like about the film, there are some I kind of feel like I'm a tad picky about. Like, I was a tad disappointed that they didn't do his involvement in Lion King, since he did Circle of Life and Can You Feel the Love Tonight, which he won 2 Oscars for. And nowhere to be found is The Candle in the Wind for Prince Diana's funeral. Although he played a little sample to impress his manager, it's like, I feel like that's it. That's the only reference we got. I feel like they could have gone more into his life post-rehab, when he went sober. Like that time he met his current husband, probably go to the time he met his current husband and had the 2 children, Zachary and Elijah. One of them's my name. I feel better. Yeah, I feel like the movie just all of a sudden stopped when it said, oh, he went sober for nearly 30 years and that. But all in all, I really did like this movie. Although something like Bohemian Rhapsody, although it had some took some liberties which were a bit questionable, although it was like a really enjoyable movie with Remy Mack's performances, the soundtrack, the sound design, pretty much a lot of film feels really rewatchable. This one just feels like Bohemian Rhapsody, really rewatchable. Now the acting is brilliant, the soundtrack is amazing, the direction is pretty good, and him in pretty much his depression and him in drugs and alcohol and depiction of a sex scene it's pretty raw and pretty just horrifying to look at. It's something that people could not turn away from. But the only criticism is how it feels like the movie just stopped after the rehab. When the rehab scene ended, like, oh, he went sober for 20 or more years, and he had 2 children, he got married. I feel like they could have included the Lion King scene and the Prince Diana's funeral. But all in all, it's an 8 out of 10. I really did like this movie. So, all in all, it's such awesome. Bye.